Hi, Bruce here at Old Fart's Guitar Journey. This is 2 years and 11 months since I played my very first note on guitar. The main thing that's changed since I last made a video is I've switched from non-standard or from standard tuning to non-standard tuning in fourths. So it means instead of your E, A, D, G, B, E tuning, you have E, A, D, G, C, F. So the main advantage of this is it eliminates the need for 66% of the chord shapes. If you think of just a triad with playing the fifth, the root, and the third, fifth, the root, and the third, okay, that's sort of, you think of that as sort of the E shape, but as you get to the previous B string, it just remains the same. You don't have to shift it to the so-called A shape, and then when you go one more, you don't have to shift to the D shape. It just remains the same no matter where you are on the fretboard. So it eliminates 66% of the chord shapes you have to learn, which I find really appealing. Now, it has many disadvantages too, a huge number. Your bar chords don't work anymore because you've changed this, on your bar chord, this is the fifth and the root of this lower E string, so that means your bar chords work. So that means you can't use the capo anymore. So if you're used to playing open chords and you use a capo using the same shapes no matter where you are and just use the capo to put you in the key you want to be, you can't do that anymore. The cage system that we tried so hard to learn is out of whack now. Most written notes are showing the fretboard or showing that doesn't work anymore. So you'd say, why would you do it? Well, it makes it, in my mind, a lot easier to think in terms of intervals, and this one pattern becomes really the only pattern you need, in that everything's always the same relativity, no matter where you are on the fretboard, no matter what key you're in, no matter whether you're on the first or the fourth or the fifth of a 1, 4, 5 chord progression. If this is the center where you are for the first chord, or if you move over to the fourth, that one, then relative to that, the third is always here, the flatted third is always there, the fourth is always there, the fifth is always down here, the fifth an octave lower is always here, the fourth an octave lower is always here. No matter where you are, whether you're playing simple chords or single notes, it's always the same pattern. It's always relative to the root you're playing for the overall key of the note, or the sub-root, if you will, in the chord progression. So I find that incredibly helpful. Anyway, so today I'm going to attempt sticking with the Joe Bonamassa theme as I have for the last several videos. I'm going to play my version of I'll Play the Blues for You. I like doing this type of exercise, figuring out the bass and the rhythm chords, and often sort of mimic the snare drum, because it forces me to really listen to the song and hear those different parts, figure them out, and also melody. I try to mimic the vocals. In this case, I'll play the blues for you. I'll play the blues for you. If you follow guitar mastering method, Eddie and especially Lexi frequently pushes this as an exercise, is to sing a little song in your head or out loud and then mimic it, figure it out. In this case, I'm listening to Joe Bonamassa's vocals and figuring it out. So it's good for all those exercises with the ear, and then using this fourth, and everything's in the same position and intervals are always the same. I find that really useful. So So here goes. This is in G at about 90 beats per minute. I've made a background loop myself with 3 parts, bass notes, and in a different rhythm than just straight 4, and rhythm triads in a different rhythm, and then sort of mimicking the snare drum with first and the 5th of the appropriate main chord or subchords in this 1-4-5 progression. So here goes. I'll do a little intro and then start the loop. There you have it. That's where I'm at this point. Thank you.